SUP Inflatables quick tip guide to choosing a paddleboard. Number 1. Check the brand is offering a 4.7 inch thick or 5 inch thick all-round board in their range. Check that the rider weight limit is at least 90 kilograms and more like 100 plus kilograms, and question the brand salesperson if they are choosing to place you on a 6 inch thick all-round board if you're under 13 stone. Number 2. Check the product can be inflated up to 20 psi. If the brand is suggesting they can offer a stiff board at 15 psi and less, this is an exaggeration and the board will bend under a normal rider weight of 10 stone and above. The inflation of 15 psi and under also suggests the brand's confidence in their gluing technology is low. Number 3. Shape. This is just as important as inflation and drop stitch quality. If the widest point of the board is not next to the middle handle, where your feet were positioned when you're standing up, and is in front or behind, this means the board will lose stability. It also means the board will not go in a straight line as easily when you're paddling. At SUP Inflatables, we prefer the classic all-round boards not to have a point on the front, as this takes the straight rail shape out of the board and often forces an odd design shape whereby the width is in front of the feet. Number 4. Rider height. Rider height and width of a board are really important. It allows riders to gain a straight down paddle stroke, which in turn stops overreach, which in turn allows a board to go in a straight line and creates stability. This becomes more crucial for shorter riders who also really struggle if a board is too wide, as they just can't carry it, as they don't have enough arm length and the board is shoved too far into the armpit. We prefer to see riders on an all-round and performance all-round shapes, which are under 5'5" on boards 31 inches wide and less, over 5'5" and up to 6 foot plus on 32 wide boards, and riders over 6 foot who are also heavier on 34 inch wide boards. If a rider is branching into touring shapes, we prefer to see riders under 5'5" on boards that are 30 inches wide and less. When the rider is 5'5" and up to 6 foot, we prefer to see riders on 30 wide and 32 wide boards, depending on cargo, kids and dogs. Number 5. Weight of a rider, and a little bit more detail about all-round shapes. It's super important that a rider under 13 stone is on a 4.7 inch / 5 inch thick board in the all-round range. Once this rider moves up to a touring shape, this does alter a bit, but as most riders are entering into the sport with a desire for an easy to manoeuvre all-round family board, let's stick to discussing this first. Ideally, at SUP Inflatables, we would have most riders entering the sport on the classic 10.6 by 32 by 4.7 inch / 5 inch thick board. The reason? This is the optimum thickness. It allows the rider to have enough buoyancy in the board to be in the waterline, but not so much thickness that the board bobs around like a cork, which causes instability when the wind picks up. This is especially important for riders under 12 stone. The 32 width is optimal for most riders to allow stability through the width of the whole board, and not so wide that they can't get a straight down paddle stroke. And the 10.6 length allows a straight rail without being too short or too long for too much or too little manoeuvrability. In short, The 10.6 by 32 by 4.7/5 inch thick board is perfect for most people and allows the consumer confidence in the brand, as this shape consistently points to premium brands who are building high quality boards. Number 6, kayak seats. As much as a kayak seat seems like a good idea, at the moment the only brands that seem to offer this add-on are brands that use lower grade drop stitch and gluing technology. The kayak seat then becomes useful because the board isn't really designed to be stood on, as there is too much flex in the board to allow a rider to stand up confidently for a long period of time without falling in.